Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing I hauled it, but did I like it? And for anyone who's new here, this is just a bi-weekly series of mine where I take previously hauled items and I bring them back to review more in depth for you all. So if you guys are excited to see what I'm going to talk about today and how I'm feeling about them, then just sit tight and we'll get right into it. Alright, so the first item that I want to review for you guys is from Beauty Junkies, and I have talked about this many times, but I want to review it a little bit more in depth for you guys. This is their 6-pan contour and highlight palette, and this is brand new to them. It just recently released. It was actually out of stock like the second that it released, but it is actually restocking today, and that's why I want to talk about it again, because it is stocked. Hopefully when you guys are seeing this, it's restocked. If it's not, it will be at some point today. This does retail for $24.97, I believe, but I do have a coupon code which I will kind of just stick up on the screen for you and have down below in the description box, which gives you, I believe, 25% off. It does make the palette $18, so that's not bad at all for a 6-pan contour palette. I mean, this is making me very happy. So it does come looking like this, and it comes with a sleeve on it, which you don't really need the sleeve, but it is nice to have. And then it looks exactly the same without the sleeve. It's dirty because I've been using it a lot. The back of it here just shows the pans and what they're called. It tells you the ingredients on it. It is paraben free, cruelty free, gluten free. It's made in the US, and it says here that, let's see here, the net weight is 1.02 ounces or 30 grams. Now that's as a whole I'm taking it, so if you divide that by 6, you can kind of come out with how much each pan is. When you open it up, it looks like this. It does not have a mirror, and let me tell you, I like that it doesn't have a mirror, because with things like this, I don't need a mirror. I don't really travel a lot, so I don't find that necessary. And with companies like this, getting a mirror into your product can really be costly, and it probably would have raised the price on this palette a lot more. So I don't mind at all that it doesn't have a mirror in it. And because it is a hard cardboard, this reminds me a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. It's a hard cardboard. It would also be very easy to break, so that's another thing to think about, and another thing that I like, that it doesn't have the mirror in it. So here are the shades, and it ranges from a banana shade to a more vanilla shade, which I believe has a little bit more peach undertones to it, to a more nude shade color that is shimmery. And then you have the contour shades down here, which you have a light kind of contour bronzer shade, and then you have a more darker deep tone bronzer contour shade, and then you have a one that isn't so red or bronzy toned. It's more of a contour shade. So I think that this has so many different ranges for everybody. Is it going to work for all skin tones? No, it's not, but it is going to be very universal to most skin tones. So it's going to be really, really nice for that. I do like how it has, I mean, you can really go from having a more lighter skin tone to a more deeper one, since it goes from more vanilla type colors to banana type colors. But honestly, I've used all of these shades and every single one of them fit my skin tone perfectly, but you can definitely use them if you're lighter than me and if you're darker than me. It would work anyway. Now I have used the banana shade under my eyes, and I find that it almost gives me an airbrush effect under my eyes. I absolutely love it. The vanilla I like to use under my eyes as well if I'm already using a brightening concealer and I don't really need to brighten it anymore, which the banana will do for you. I will go in with this, and that just kind of sets it all very, very nicely. And once again, gives you that same airbrush effect. That's what I really, really like about these, is they really give you a very nice airbrush effect. Now with this one you can really like put over top of a cream highlight, and it's going to give you that bam highlight, or you can use it all over your face like you would the Hourglass Ambient Lights. There is a sheen to this and a really nice highlight effect, and I haven't seen that in any other kind of contour or highlight palette. So that's very unique, at least in my opinion. That's very unique that they would have an actual highlighter, not a matte highlighter, but an actual shimmer highlighter in a palette like this. So I found that really, really nice. And then all three of these shades are basically the same thing, only different color ranges, which I like, because I like to use a different kind of contour on my cheek and under my chin than I do on my forehead. And I know that that might sound a little weird to some people, but I don't really need to contour my forehead too much. I like to just ultimately bronze it up a little bit just for color, so I'm not trying to hide anything. My forehead is a little bit small anyway, so I don't really need to block anything out or shade it out. So I really like to use more of the bronzer type pans in here for my forehead, and then the neutral contour colors that aren't so warm toned on my cheek and my under chin. That's what I just almost called it, my under chin. But overall, you guys, I'm extremely pleased with this palette. They are a little bit powdery, but I really do like that in a sense just because it makes it so easy to blend out. It's not patchy, it's not muddy, it's not hard to blend. Like, everything just blends out so effortlessly with this, and I really just appreciate it so much. I don't mind a little kick up if the blending power is there. Like, you have to be able to blend because I'm not that great with makeup. You know, I can admit it. I'm still learning as I go, so I need products that are going to work with me as I go because I don't know everything I'm supposed to do. So this palette helps me do this, and I think it would be so good for people who are beginners with makeup and people who know what they're doing. I think that ultimately this is going to be for a lot of people, so I think it would make a great gift too if you know anybody this holiday season that needs one of these, because it's definitely a lot cheaper than other ones out there on the market, and it's better quality than the cheaper ones that are out there on the market. So that is how I feel about this, you guys. A+ for me. I absolutely love it. I've been using it since I received it. I think that it's amazing. So it should be restocked on the site today. If you have any specific questions about this, then you can leave them down in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. If you have any questions that I can't answer, I am in touch with the owner and I can ask her and then get back to you guys. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. But you guys, I think this is absolutely worth the price, especially with the coupon code that I have. It is not affiliated. I don't get anything if you guys use that coupon code. I'm just being honest. This is an amazing product, and I'm excited that even with it being completely worth the original price, you can get it for even cheaper. So this is just so exciting to me. Now the next thing that I want to talk about is from YBF, and this is their neutralizing pressed powder. I got this from Octoly to review. This is, I believe, $25. So when it comes to more pricey items, I noticed that when I'm reviewing them, I'm a little bit more critical, just because if I'm going to spend that money, if I'm going to talk about something and you guys are going to spend that money, I'm going to be a little bit more critical of things, because who wants to waste their money? If you're going to spend more money on something that you could get from the drugstore, then you really want to make sure that it's worth it. So I was a little bit more critical of this than I would be a normal drugstore pressed powder. So this is from YBF. As you can see, it stands for Your Best Friend. I thought they were a more affordable company because I'd seen a lot of their products on some discount sites and it was incredibly affordable. However, it most likely is not. So this is a neutralizing pressed powder. It is yellow, but it is supposed to fit any skin tone, no matter what skin color you are. And when I did haul this in my review mail, I told you guys all about it. I read it off the card. It's supposed to help with like redness. It's supposed to help with like pores. It's supposed to help with everything. So I really was kind of super critical. So first off, I love the packaging. I told you guys that before. This is absolutely beautiful. It does really scream luxury, or at least high-end in my opinion. So I think they did an amazing job with the packaging. I'm a packaging girl, so that matters to me when I purchase something. So you open it up and there is a really nice mirror in there to see, and then you see the pressed powder, and it is straight up yellow, you guys. You think of the banana powders that you see that I just showed you in the contour palette. This is 10 times more yellow. It's not showing up right in the camera because of my lens, not my lens, they're my lights, because of my lights. So it's a little bit more washed out looking, but this is extremely yellow. I love the indentation that they have in the actual product. It's just screams luxury, you guys. I mean, if I was just looking at this before using it, I would say it's definitely worth $25. I mean, after using it, you guys will find out, but still, this is amazing. So the powder is so soft. It is a little bit powdery, just like that contour palette. Not as powdery, but it's a little powdery. But I like that because it's a powder that's going on your face. So you don't want it to be like hard, you know, or really finely milled. You do want a little bit of powder, you know, so you can get a little bit of product. And so I do like that. And then it also comes with a sponge, which they tell you to use. And it's black, which I like. It says YBF on it. And I have... used it, if I can keep a hold of this sucker. I have used it, but I have noticed that I actually prefer to use it with a powder brush. That's easier for me, but there are two different ways that I use this. One way I need a brush, and one way I need this. So what I noticed with this is I like to use it as all over setting powder. It works amazingly. Once again, this gives you an airbrushed effect, like incredibly gives you an airbrush effect. I really like it. I'm actually using it today. It's been a while since I applied my makeup, but still my makeup looks great, I think, at least, and I really do factor this into that. Now, with the brush, it gives me the all over kind of airbrushed effect. It really does cancel out a lot of redness, and it helps with your pores. But when you use it as an all over setting powder, it doesn't completely cancel out your pores or do much in that sense. So what I do is I like to go in with this and really firmly press the powder into my problem areas. And you guys, this is like holy grail status. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hate that saying, but I'm serious. This is a really, really good pressed powder, and you can use it for so many different things. It's not just a powder that's going to give you a little bit of coverage. It's not a powder that's just going to set your foundation. It's going to do so much more for you, and for me personally, the claims that it says, it really is. That's really what it does. You know, it is correct. The claims are true. And that's just something that I can respect and I love. So this is a product that I think is absolutely worth the money, you guys. I think that I like it so much that when I run out of it, I will be repurchasing it. And for me to say that about a expensive product is saying something, you know, because there are tons of powders that I like that are from the drugstore, but this does so much more. Now, the next product I want to talk to you guys about is from Estee Edit. This is, I got 3 of these, and I ended up giving 2 away in my 10K giveaway, and I ended up keeping this one, which is in Spotlight, I believe. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. Now, this is a pretty penny, and this is their Flash Illuminator. So what I get from this is you can, if you want to, if you get ones that are more in your skin tone range, you can mix it in with your foundation and give yourself a nice glow with your foundation, or you can use it underneath your foundation, or you can even just use it to strobe, as that was a thing for a while. I don't think it is anymore, but you can use this as a strobing cream, or you can use it as like a primer before you put on your foundation, and it'll give you a little bit of a glow. So I kept the more white one because I knew that I wasn't going to use it in my foundation or on my face like all over as a primer, because it just, stuff like that doesn't work for me. So I use it more on the tops of my cheeks before I put a highlighter on, and man, will this give you an instant to the moon, killing aliens like beam. You guys, this is insane. It is really nice. However, I think that it is more for people who have dry or combo skin, because this will make you greasy super, super fast. So I have found that I'll never go through this. I'll never finish this. It'll probably expire before I even get halfway down on it. And there's just not much I can do with it. I can pat it lightly, you know, on my cheeks to enhance my powdered highlighter, but other than that, I can't use this in ways that people with dry skin can. So I don't think that this is a bad product. I just think that it's not a product for someone with oily skin, and I think that you can get a dupe for this, like the L'Oreal Lumi, their liquid highlighters. This reminds me so much of that, you guys, and since this is so expensive, I think that you'd be better getting a drugstore option. I believe NYX even has something like this. So I don't think that this is necessary unless you absolutely love products like this and you use them a lot. Other than that, I just think that it's a waste of money, really, because you can get dupes at the drugstore for a quarter of the price. They're the same, they're the same thing, you guys. They're the same thing. I don't care what anybody says, but these do come in all different kinds of ranges, you know, all different kinds of colors and tones, and that is something that the drugstore lacks. They usually come out with 1 or 2, so that is definitely something to think about. But I mean, unless you love stuff like this, it's really just unnecessary. Alright, the next item I want to talk with you guys about is something that I actually got in a friend mail recently, and this blew me away. I know that some of you are like, don't review friend mail. I'm sorry, I'm going to, because I need to talk about this item. This is from Jordana, and it is their Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I didn't know what to think about this. Honestly, when I first got it, I didn't even know that Jordana had come out with something like this, and I was very excited because the color is beautiful. This one is in Rose Macaron. You guys have already seen me use this in a Get Ready With Me, my affordable Get Ready With Me look. I used this. You saw it in action. You guys, this is amazing. Obviously, it's Jordana, so it's only a few dollars. I can't get Jordana around me unless I order it online, and I'm definitely going to be ordering more. It's so good. This may be one of the best liquid lipsticks I have in my collection, you guys, and I have a ton of high-end liquid lipsticks in my collection, and they don't even come close to how amazing this is. just one time. You open this up one time, you guys, and the amount of product that is on this applicator is enough for your whole mouth. One application. It's very easy. It's very pigmented. It's not patchy. It's not drying. It's not drying at all. Like, at all. It does dry down a little bit. It has a little bit of a transfer, but not much at all. But it's like a moisturizing liquid lipstick. It blew me away. The color is beautiful. You can't eat with this without it fading. It will go quick if you're eating or drinking something, but other than that, this will stay on for a very long time until you do eat or drink something. This is amazing. Like, if you guys haven't tried the Jordana liquid lipsticks, try them. And liquid lip color, they say they are, but the sweet cream, oh, and they smell good. These are just so awesome, and they blew me out of the water, and I'm like, you know what, I have to tell people about this. I don't care if it's bad etiquette or not. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sending this to me, because I never would have known, and I never would have been able to get them, and now I do need to get online and purchase every single one, because it's that worth it, you guys. That worth it. So comfortable, so creamy, so pigmented, and just so easy to wear. Like, usually when you get items like this from drugstore companies that are extremely affordable, they tend to be either extremely drying or they clump up and they just don't look very good. But this is the most comfortable liquid lipstick I've ever used to date. So that is everything that I wanted to talk with you guys about and review this week. Not next week, but the week after. You know, the next I Hauled It, I'm going to have a ton of things that I'm going to start reviewing for you guys. Some really amazing things that I know that you guys want reviews on and that you might be buying this holiday season. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But these items were amazing. I mean, one was a little bit like, you know, but it can be necessary for certain people. It really just depends on your personal preference, honestly, and your skin type. But other than that, I'm really loving what I talked about today. You guys, check out those Jordana liquid lipsticks. Check them out. Grab every single one. They are just simply amazing and so affordable, and they are such a great find. So I will leave the links to everything that I talked about down below for you guys if you're interested in checking them out yourself. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave those in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!